Of President Bola Tinubu's presidency. Thanks for joining us on the program. I am Abosedi Adeniran. You can join the conversation now on Twitter using the hashtag #First100Days. Remember to tag at TVC News NG and at Prof. Bosse TVC. After a successful inauguration of the 10th National Assembly, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has met with President Bola Tinubu to brief him on his emergence. Also, the new Speaker, Tajudeen Abbas, was at the villa to meet Mr. President. And President Tinubu, on his part, expressed satisfaction with the successful election of the presiding officers. According to the President, being elected by their peers as presiding officers and assuming the leadership of the National Assembly is a great honor that comes with huge responsibility. He wished Senator Abdulaziz Yari, Idris Wase and Aminu Jaji, who enriched the process with their participation in the leadership election, the best and a successful tenure in the 10th National Assembly. And President Tinubu added, and I quote, "As your president, I am prepared to transparently work with the National Assembly. In the course of our work together, disagreements may occur. When we disagree, it will not be out of malice, ill will, and quest to diminish the institution of National Assembly," end quote. Let's now speak to our State House correspondent, Femi Akonde, on the outcome of the meeting and other updates coming from the villa. Femi, for the first time, we have an assemblage of past federal lawmakers at the executive arm, and their choices also have emerged winners in the National Assembly. How is the presidency reacting to this emergence?
Ambassador, the president is pleased with this outcome. You know, they came to the villa to meet Mr. President. He congratulated them on their victory. And you know, let's not forget the role Mr. President played in their emergence. He met with our lawmakers, both from all political divides, the APC, the Labour Party, and you know, this is a diverse National Assembly with a representation from 8 political parties. Mr. President met with all of them. He was able to persuade them to adopt the choice of the APC, that is Godswill Akpabio and Barau Jibrin. Also in the House of Representatives, Tajudeen Abbas and Benjamin Kalu, and eventually Mr. President's choice, and indeed the choice of the APC, emerged as the winners in the Senate and likewise the House of Representatives. You know, this further validates Mr. President's political influence and also shows the kind of respect he commands among politicians, members of his party, and indeed members of the parliament. Because you know, initially when the party came up with this choice, a lot of people kicked against him. Some people even vowed to remain in the contest and go through it all the way. But eventually when Mr. President started to intervene, started to meet with all of these people to engage with them, a lot of them saw reasons with Mr. President why they need to allow the choice of the APC. He says it's in the interest of equity, fairness and justice, and then they decided to step out of the way and allow a smooth sail for the choice of the party. Well, it was a very smooth sail, an easy one, an unprecedented victory, of course first of its kind for the Speaker of the House of Representatives. 353 lawmakers out of 359 voted for Tajudeen Abbas. This is the biggest endorsement any Speaker of the House of Representatives will ever get. Well, that of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, eventually emerged with about 64 votes against that of Abdulaziz Yari, his closest contender, with just 46 votes. But you know what Mr. President is saying is that they should not bask in the euphoria of victory for too long. It's time to work. It's time to get on with the business of the people. We expect in the coming days to begin to see executive bills sent to the National Assembly. We know Mr. President has so much to do, and we expect to also see the list of ministers sent to the National Assembly for confirmation. President Bola Tinubu is talking about a mutual working relationship, a mutually beneficial working relationship with the National Assembly. He needs legislative backing for some of the government's plans and policies that will be executed by by his administration. And for him, their victory just means it's time to get to work. Abosede.
President's influence and this emergence, we are hoping to see a harmonious relationship between these two arms of government. But then, Femi, what other important activities took place at the villa today? We understand former President Goodluck Jonathan paid a visit.
Yes, Abosede, that's correct. Former President Goodluck Jonathan paid a visit, congratulatory visit to President Bola Tinubu. This is the first time he'll be meeting President Bola Tinubu in the presidential villa after the inauguration on the 29th of May. You know, the two men exchanged pleasantries, and it is, you also know that President Goodluck Jonathan was appointed as special envoy to Mali by the former president Muhammadu Buhari. So we believe that he had also come to give President Tinubu updates on that national assignment, on that assignment that he has been given, and also familiarize, and you know, the two men, former president and new President Bola Tinubu, you know, it's for their meeting. We believe that they would also exchange ideas, talk about matters of national importance. You know, you can't push away President Jonathan's experience on national issues. We believe that moving forward, President Bola Tinubu will need this kind of support from President Goodluck Jonathan, and indeed past presidents that make up the Council of State, to help guide him as he steers the ship of the country. Well, President Goodluck Jonathan also spoke to the media, a very short interview. We had to press him to grant that interview. Let's listen to what he said. Abosede.
I came to brief the president about some continental and subcontinental bodies. You know, I'm the ECOWAS mediator for Mali, and I'm the chair of the West African Elders Forum. So there are certain issues bordering on the continent and the sub-region that I discussed with various presidents.
All right, Femi, we've heard former President Goodluck Jonathan there briefing the incumbent president about continental issues as special envoy to Mali. But then what really is the mood in the villa, especially following the emergence of the party's choices as leaders of the 10th National Assembly?
Yes, we have seen a lot of people coming to the villa. We have seen some APC governors also coming to the villa to meet our President Bola Tinubu. What we gather is that, yes, they are beginning to put their strategy together now that the National Assembly has been inaugurated, the 10th National Assembly has been inaugurated. The plans and strategy of the Bola Tinubu administration is gradually falling into shape, and we expect to hear them roll out their plans on the economy, on security, and other critical sectors of in the country in the coming days. And let me tell you another thing about it. President Bola Tinubu also met with the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. They came to the villa here to thank Mr. President for signing that student loan bill that gives students access to interest-free loans, especially students of tertiary institutions. You know, they say this would also increase the enrollment of students into tertiary institutions and also improve the access to tertiary education in the country. They came to thank Mr. President for this, for signing this into law, and also pledged their support and commitment in ensuring that the administration of President Bola Tinubu succeeds. Well, besides that, all that has been happening has just been celebratory visits by members of the All Progressives Congress, some members of the National Assembly. We also saw the chairman of the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, the national secretary of the party. They were also here in the presidential villa to meet with President Bola Tinubu. So for the APC and for President Bola Tinubu, this victory in the National Assembly is just the start and the beginning of what is to come. Abosede.
You sure look forward to all of that. State House correspondent Femi Akonde live for us in Abuja. Join us for more on the program.